Have you ever wondered why you look at a good-looking and wonderful person whenever you face yourself in the mirror? That's because you inherited good traits from your parents. We all do so. This is what makes us unique. If you've heard of nature or nurture, you'd understand that genetics can only do so much. It's not enough that we inherit the good genes from our parents, which is the nature side of things. But how they raise us and the values they teach us to provide us with arms to fight our everyday battles plays a significant factor, and that's the nurture side. This is Capitalist Domain, and today, we look at how wealthy parents nurture their children financially by teaching them tips on staying rich and protecting their finances when the time comes. Number 1. Make your money work. If you've stuck around and watched our previous videos, we extensively discussed what money is and how significant it is in our daily transactions. But many people would automatically think that they work for money and would do so for the rest of their lives. Rich and wise parents would say otherwise. They'd tell you that money works for the person, not the other way around. You don't even have to work a 9-to-5 daily and make the tiring commute to and from the house. Instead, you'd be wise to put your money in savings and investments. This would save you time and effort in the long run, and if you do things properly, you'd be surprised that the money you make is earning by itself. This course of action doesn't make you lazy at all. Working smarter is 1,000 times better than working hard. Number 2. Assess those assets and lay down those liabilities. These two terms might sound like financial jargon to most ears. But those kids who genuinely listen to their wise, wealthy parents would know the significance of these two terms. Knowing the difference between assets and liabilities is a game changer. For those who don't know, an asset is a resource having monetary worth that an individual, organization, or country possesses or manages with a prospect of future gain. In other words, it's something you invest in that would provide a future benefit. Assets such as buildings, equipment, properties, etc. may also increase in value over time. Legal responsibilities or debts owing to another person or corporation are liabilities. So, for example, if you bought a car, that car itself is an asset, but the loan you took to buy that car would be considered a liability. Assets minus liabilities would yield a person's net worth. This means that the more assets you have, your net worth or equity is higher. As for liabilities, if you have more of these than assets, your net worth goes down. Assets and liabilities almost go hand in hand, and you can separate one from the other. But knowing how to maintain your assets and pay off your liabilities is a huge must and teaches you financial responsibility. Number 3. Don't be entitled. If your parents are wealthy, it's easy to assume that you'd be well off for the rest of your life and that you're more likely to inherit their wealth and businesses. But more often, it could spell a financial disaster for you in the long run. Entitlement only does more harm than good, especially if you think that your hard work is already cut out for you. Remember that your parents' wealth is a product of their blood, sweat, and tears. They know the ins and outs of their businesses and investments and where their money comes and goes. This is why wise and wealthy parents hold off on just giving away their inheritance to their children. They often let their kids experience hard work and don't serve everything on a silver platter. That way, their kids know the value of earning money, and that money will eventually run out if they don't learn how to manage and make the right decisions financially. Number 4. Connect, talk, and socialize with the right people. It's easy to make friends with anybody, but connecting with the right people who understand your life goals and how you want to achieve them is often rare. Opportunities don't appear magically to well-off people. Opportunities arrive at their door because of how they interact with people. Wise and wealthy parents advise their children to be kind and humble but firm in their decisions. It pays to be kind and truthfully. This is how the rich acquire meaningful connections that provide lifelong benefits. Who knows, the elderly you help carrying the groceries might be a billionaire just looking for the right kind person they can share their financial wisdom with, or something to that effect. But being friendly or respectful as a person can open you up to so many hidden blessings that you'd be surprised would just come knocking at your door. Number 5. Be patient but don't daydream too much. Results are results, they say, be it positive or negative. But realistically, nobody wants negative results in anything that they do. More often than not, negative results stem from rash decisions or impulsive acts. In this day and age, everything is handed to us on a silver platter at lightning-fast speeds. In other words, everything is instant. We're moving so fast in the internet age that sometimes our brain has difficulty catching up. This leads to the thinking that you can earn everything quickly, even money. Remember that only scammers would tell you that. Wealthy and wise parents know the value of waiting patiently and waiting for the right moment. They also see the value of when to be aggressive when pursuing investments and that playing the long game can reap benefits in the near and far future. They know that planning too long is almost the same as daydreaming, and if you don't follow through your financial timeline, then that means everything you dreamed of will just stay as that. Dreams. Number 6. Good nuclear habits. I know the title references Atomic Habits by James Clear. Nothing rings more accurate than forming good habits. Wise and wealthy parents see that they put their kids ahead of their peers when they teach good habit forming. Examples include being neat and organized, doing chores and tasks at a given time, finishing them as soon as possible, following their given schedules, and being punctual. Good habits teach them the value of putting their energy and effort into actions that create benefits. Once good patterns are embedded in their daily lives, they stay there forever and they can use these habits to create wealth. Number 7. Using money as a good tool. If you're a parent that teaches your kids that money is the root of all evil, then that's no different from teaching them that knives are only good for stabbing when we know that a knife is used for cutting stuff. Wise and wealthy parents know that money is a tool and it can be a tool for good. Instead of focusing on the negative aspects, they teach their children to save and invest instead of using it for wasteful and needless purposes. Like any other tool, money can't be used as anything more than its intended purpose, which is to use it to exchange for goods and purchase investments among others. This means that you should learn first to handle money as a tool to avoid putting yourself in a financial injury you cannot recover from. Number 8. When expenses increase, increase income. This might sound like a weird tip, but lowering expenses does nothing to help your state and would make life a little less bearable. Wise and wealthy parents teach their kids to live comfortably within their means by increasing their cash flow. They want their kids to think forward and learn to mitigate possible financial problems by being resourceful and not relying on only one source of income. When in doubt, create a plan from A to Z. Number 9. Knowledge is power, always. The best weapon and tool you can have isn't money. Money runs out eventually, and sometimes it's inevitable that you do, especially if you take high risks. But see, the secret lies in which has more value. Is it money or is it the person itself? Take a guess because it's no surprise that the person has more value to give than money, especially if that person holds specific skill sets and knowledge that make him valuable to others. The lessons you learned along the way, including mistakes, increase your value over time and people will pay you more for your expertise and services. This is why they spend 10,000 hours perfecting a skill set or even more. It's better to be a master of one than a master of none. Number 10. Be a problem solver. The best ideas come from problems. A lot of billionaires have proven this to be true. No matter how small a situation is, if you can solve it the quickest way possible, you're almost well off to make money from that problem. But see, it's not just minor problems that need immediate solutions. The more significant the problem you try to solve, the better and the bigger the earning you gain. Any product or service that could cut the work in half or make life easier for consumers could be a potential money maker, and wise and wealthy parents know this. This is why they teach their kids to always think outside the box and not be constrained by conventional norms. Number 11. Be in good debt. Nobody wants to be in debt, trust me. But there is a thing called good debt and bad debt. Wise and wealthy parents know the difference and teach this to their children. So what is considered to be good debt and bad debt? Let's start with bad debt. Bad debts are loans that are misused. People financially misinformed borrow money from banks to spend on liabilities. This stems from the small thinking that buying the next big thing like the newest car model or phone model and paying it with a loan is the best thing they can do. On the other hand, good debts allow the wealthy to borrow money to generate more money. This is why investors and banks wouldn't hesitate to lend money to wealth-generating projects such as putting up buildings or profitable businesses. They are confident that with your income and the potential income your projects generate, you could pay off the loan with no hitch. Number 12. Follow the 80-20 principle. Now is the perfect time to learn this principle if you don't know what this is. Wise and wealthy parents don't want their kids to exert too much effort with only minimal gains. This is why they don't pressure their kids too much at school. Instead, they prefer to be exposed to real-life situations and ask their kids to direct their energy and efforts to solve these problems. At its foundation, the 80-20 rule simply emphasizes the need to focus your efforts on the areas of your business or life that provide the best outcomes. However, this doesn't mean that individuals should overlook the less prosperous places. It's about prioritizing concentration and tasks and then dealing with challenges resulting from that emphasis. We're done with another informative video, and these are the tips you can teach to your kids or even to yourself if you don't have that wealthy mindset yet. Remember that kids can start financial responsibility at an early age, and it's only a matter of integrating good habits, decision-making skills, and a positive outlook on the benefits of money. This is Capitalist Domain. Give our videos a like and subscribe to our channel for more financial tips that could improve your life.